Are the Eagles really going to get Myles Garrett? Like, this is stupid. We can't let them do this. Howie Roseman is turning into the Heisenberg. He can't keep getting away with this. Is this going to happen?
I would just tell you this, Brockman. I talked to everyone I could at the Combine about Myles Garrett and all the top stories. But Myles is a really unique one because you're talking about an absolute superstar, maybe the best in the league, former Defensive Player of the Year, 30 years old. He's got good years left. And the Browns, as I said the day that he made the trade request, the Browns stand ready to make him the highest paid non-quarterback. This is not about money. Myles does not want to be in Cleveland. The Browns, though, every time they've been asked, and when people have talked to Andrew Berry, when they've called, if they call, they don't get a call back. If they talk to Andrew Berry in person, Berry makes abundantly clear, I am not trading him. There's still time for things to evolve, conversations to occur. I would say the real touchstone, you'd like to, from a dollars perspective, you would like to think if you're getting Myles Garrett, you're doing it before free agency, just so you don't have to spend on a different edge player. You don't have to, you've got, that you don't have to conserve the cap resources to potentially get them later. But the real cutoff in my mind would be the draft, because if the Browns were to change their minds, because again, right now, they are not trading Myles Garrett. If they were to change their minds, I would certainly think that would occur ideally before the draft, because otherwise, if you're trading Myles Garrett, you're talking about multiple first-round picks as the starting point. Well, first-round picks in 2026 and 2027 don't help the 2025 Browns, who need all the help that they can get here. If they're going to bend on this, I would think that potentially it could be a draft week thing sometime as we get closer to late April. I would say, again, ideally you'd like to resolve it before the start of free agency, but in the Browns' mind, at least in Andrew Berry's mind, there already is a resolution, which is, I'm not trading the guy. We got him under contract for 2 more years. He's not going to sit out. He's not going to, he wants to be a Hall of Famer. He's probably headed that direction. He's not going to sit out games. We're going to sit and wait, and we're going to do other things that maybe help convince Myles to get back in the fold. Obviously, neither side, they're both dug in on opposite ends of the spectrum right now, and we'll see as these coming weeks play out whether or not that changes.
I mean, I'm just shaking my head here because
the Eagles, come on.
Come on.
He's so bitter. Come on.
Well, remember this.
I picked them to win. I'm just saying.
Beyond that, if you're the Eagles, and I'm not saying the Eagles shouldn't explore it. Howie's in on every deal. That's the one thing. Anytime there's rumors like the Eagles are interested in Myles Garrett, the Eagles would be interested in any player who plausibly becomes available. And Howie's always
this is true.
He's always going to say, hey, let me know if you end up doing something here. And everybody knows they get that call from Howie. It's not that he's not serious. It's that he always wants to know what's happening just in case there's an opportunity. He doesn't want to not get the call and be like, dude, why didn't you call me?
Right.
I might
there you go.
on that.
Sure.
So I would anticipate he asked. But remember, Howie is drafted unbelievably well in recent years. I mean, look no further
they've
than
turned
the
it
Super
around.
Bowl when they manhandled the Chiefs on both sides of the football. It's because of the investment they've made in the offensive and defensive line, the number of high picks here. Eventually, you got to pay Jalen Carter. You got to maybe pay. We'll see what happens with Milton Williams, who's going to get a bag in free agency. You got to pay maybe Zach Bond. I know they'd like to pay Zach Bond, but can they actually get that done? At some point, it's like all that additional money to go and get Myles Garrett. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're talking about really, bending physics here in terms of the salary cap. So, it's the same thing with the Lions. I know that everybody keeps going, the Lions going to get Myles Garrett. Well, they're going to have another $35 million a year pass rusher in Aiden Hutchinson in the not-too-distant future. He's eligible for a contract extension right now. And I would think Detroit at least has to give mind to, we should do this deal before Myles and Micah Parsons and Max Crosby and TJ Watt and maybe Trey Henderson all get 35 plus, because that's going to be even more expensive. No team I'm aware of has 2 $35 million pass rushers on their team. You just have to remember that in terms of the way the cap is set up. And yes, you can manipulate it, but the cap is real. Every dollar you spend hits the salary cap eventually here. Again, nothing's impossible. There are ways
Nothing
to
is
work
impossible.
it. I've just never seen a team invest that much money, particularly teams like the Eagles and Lions who have homegrown guys that they're going to pay.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from
What's up, Lola? What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I appreciate each and every one of you. And I see lovely Linda, our local lovely Eagles fan. What's up, Linda? There's Stacy Schubert in the house. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up with all the lovely ladies? And who am I missing? Regina Green. What's up, Regina? it's so beautiful in here tonight. You know what? Just having all the lovely ladies in here just has already made me feel so much better. The joy and things. A lot of people don't like having the ladies around, but I say, you get down here in the man cave, it gets a little funky when you get too many guys. You get the ladies with all the perfume and stuff. It makes everything so much better. And I have to be 100% real with you guys tonight. As far as the combine goes, I have not had time to really go through it. I know my man Game Time Brian actually live streamed yesterday and today. I've been a little bit busy taking care of a family member and did not have a chance to watch any of it. So maybe what you guys can do is you can bring me up to speed with everything that is going on with the glorified workouts that we've got. Players, of course, that will be rising and falling in the draft because of what they do at the combine. In the end, it's really about, are they healthy and do they know how to play football? Sometimes the shuttle run does not really get you there. What I want to focus on tonight is, I've been saying for a while here that things have changed for the Dallas Cowboys, and we just got another major change from the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, shit! Oh, shit! John Jones, what's going on? How are you doing over there on the Jobu Sports' other channel? Appreciate you there. Alan Williams in the house, James Ball, Joseph Benton, Pastor Jay. I'll try and watch my mouth tonight. I'll try not to cuss. Troy Daniels, haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing good, buddy. Gillen House, Jerry isn't talking to the media so he can meet with future players. I'm not sure that that's what Jerry's doing. First of all, let's go back a little bit here. I think the Cowboys, I'm going to call it the Cowboys rebirth. I believe that sometimes shit happens and you have to change. And I'm actually happy where we are, because I think having looked at it, you could say we should bring back Mike McCarthy, because, he did have 3 seasons of 12-5. And, we understand we had a lot of injuries. We lost our quarterback. We didn't do anything to help him, that it's not Mike McCarthy's fault. But I'm going to say I enjoy the Brian Schottenheimer press conferences a hell of a lot more than I ever did with Mike McCarthy. It was one of those things like, fellas, we got to take out the trash, right? Nobody likes to take out the trash, but that your wife's going to pile that stuff up. It's going to get taller and taller. And at some point, she's going to say, can you take out the trash? And if you are not instantly, before she finishes the word trash there on it, she's going to take it out. And if she takes it out, it's going to get thrown into your workshop, right? So I don't want to take out the trash, but I got to take out the trash so I can keep the peace or see what's going on. And that's how it was watching the Mike McCarthy press conferences. It's kind of like the fat guy. We looked at this and we looked at that, and it's like, okay. And Kellen Moore, I feel sorry for the people in New Orleans that have to take weekly Kellen Moore press conferences. He is so vanilla. What? Well, that's true. All that matters if you win. And so you got that. Brian Schottenheimer, he actually gives you real answers that seem to be well thought out, and he can articulate them. Gary Bookwalker, Shotty speaks from the heart. Exactly, Shotty, Gary. Shotty, you just like, okay, I can believe in this guy. I can follow him, at least until it ends up being like a 6-11 season. Then, of course, all bets are off. But at the moment, I really like what I hear from Shotty. Now, I said, let me explain to you, okay? I do this. For some reason, I love doing this. But if I really stand back and look at this, I get a lot of shit. I get shit that I don't even know about. I was watching today because I had a little, I was traveling back and forth, and I had Game Time's stream on. I'm not even on this program, and I'm hearing all these people that are going through, Mark Holmes is sucking on Dak's. It's like, what the fuck? There's the rise now of the channels. I saw another new one here who literally was talking, the Dak hating channels, which, there's a market for it. I'm not disparaging anybody who figures out a way to make YouTube work for them and make money. I mean, hey, you do you, bro. Everybody at the moment, and I don't know for how long, has freedom of saying what they want to. So, if you're a Dak hater and you want to make your channel, that's fine. You do that. Okay, I'm not going to be one of those. But I was listening to him, and he was like, Dak Prescott isn't a top 21 quarterback. Now, I can see somebody making an argument saying he's not a top 20. But when you say Derek Carr is better than Dak Prescott, I don't know what kind of shit you smoking. There is no way in hell that you really and honestly think in any world that Derek Carr is better than Dak Prescott. Sorry. And Brian does not say nothing. Yeah. I mean, Ultra is, the funny thing is I've met Ultra at the draft in Detroit. He hung out with us day 3 and things. And so, real nice, Mark, I love you. And then he gets on his show, and then it's, Mark Holmes is swinging from his nuts. It's like, what the fuck, man? Just because I like the player and think that, it'd be nice if we actually supported him, where everybody just wants to blame him. It's like, okay, all right. I've gone off a tangent from where I was. But there's been a sea change for the Cowboys, and I'm going to dare say it was at the press conference for Brian Schottenheimer. And I'm going to honestly say, no, I'm going to actually go back a little further. The Cowboys have always had this arrogance, like, we the Cowboys, so everybody should bow down to us, okay? That everybody automatically wants to be here with us, the only way Dak can get rid of these distractors is just like Hurts. You got to win. Well, Linda, Hurts, I agree with you. You got to win. But they did a lot of stuff to help Hurts win. When I looked at the Cowboys' offensive line versus the Eagles, there ain't no comparison. When I look at the weapons, like having a 2,000-yard back, bro, we ain't got that with the Cowboys. We literally did not know that Rico was our starting running back till like week 7 when Dak Prescott went down. We literally had Dalvin Cook and Zeke Elliott, 2 spent guys, and a little mini-me in Deuce Vaughn. We couldn't get 62 yards a game on average the first 7 games. So I get what you're saying, that the only way Dak's going to get him off the back is he's got to win. But you ain't winning without having a running game, as we've now been proven over and over again, and some weapons. We really didn't have a tight end, not one that was worth a damn because he was injured, in Jake Ferguson. You had 1 wide receiver. You literally had 2 rookie offensive linemen, one that played really good, who's now engaged. Shout out to Cooper Beebe. Congratulations on joining the married crew. And, marriage is the greatest and the worst thing that you'll ever do in your life. No, I'm sorry, not worse. The greatest and hardest thing that you'll ever do in your life. That sounds better, because a marriage is work. So I hear what you're saying, Linda, that Dak's got to win. But with the shit sandwich that the Joneses have done, it's hard to say he can win. When Catboy last year was basically looking and saying, well, now that CeeDee Lamb has gotten paid, he's got to get more touches. We get it that he ended up breaking all the Cowboy records with 10 touches last year. But, this year, since he got more money, he's going to need to get like 12 to 15 touches a game. The fuck are you talking about? And B Gamer, I agree with you. He's got to stay healthy, but here's the problem. Here's the problem here, bro. Dak was staying healthy till we were losing games and not having a running attack. And what everybody said is, well, Dak's got to use his legs more. Dak's got to run. Because we couldn't put up a running game. We couldn't. Zeke, sorry. Sorry, Zeke's dad. Sorry, I didn't mean to insult you there when we were there for the Green Bay game where you said he ain't old. Okay, he ain't old. I'm old. But he ain't playing like he's young. He ain't running like Zeke 6 years ago. He ain't that fast anymore. He ain't breaking no tackles. Sorry, Zeke's dad. That was malpractice. But when we did, Mike McCarthy finally said, screw you. I'd rather be unemployed than sit here and bend over without Vaseline to you guys. That's it. I'm okay. I think that surprised the shit out of the Joneses wait a minute, hold up. You mean he's not going to take this deal that we've offered him? What? And then to go through and talk to Dion and Pete Carroll, and all of a sudden they start realizing, whoa. Nobody's jumping at this shit. You are right, Den Boys Kicks. Dak is banged up like Romo now. That's why. Yeah, and what did we do with Romo, where we should have actually been to the NFC Championship game? We got a running game going. We got the offensive lineman stout. And we took it all off of his shoulders where we didn't win and die solely because of Dak, that we had a running game to rely on. And that's where you are right now. Whether you like Dak or not, you Dak hating mother humpers that call us the Dak, the Dak bitches, the Dak fanboys, the Dak nut swingers, and all this other shit that you got out here where you literally are creating war between people like me that say, why don't we try and help the guy? We didn't pay him. You can't take the money back. That money is guaranteed. So why don't we make the best of the situation? Why don't we try and figure out how to get along, like take it out the trash so mama don't put a foot in your ass? Should I say Troy? Oh my God, Linda, I've been saying it. I tell you what, Linda, I don't know that Troy Aikman wins 3 Super Bowls without having a number 1 defense, without having the Great Wall of Dallas, without having Michael Irvin, without having Emmitt Smith, without having Jay Novacek. I don't think that you could have taken Troy Aikman and put him on the Eagles at that time period and that they're winning 3 Super Bowls. You can call me a Troy Aikman hater. You can call me I'm just making excuses for Dak Prescott because he's a sorry quarterback. Lady Libra in the house. What's up, Lady Libra? Dirty Sanchez. Hey. Joseph, we should go after Myles Garrett before the Eagles do, Mark. I'm not sure. You know what? I'm not ready to swing from the Eagles balls here. That the Eagles got some problems here. There's some players that are going to want to get paid, that are going to leave. And, there's a Super Bowl hangover. I don't know that the Eagles are going to be as great. And we always anoint the teams and say, oh my God, they're generational. I don't think the Eagles, and I said this last year, I know, and it blew up my face. At some point, a broken clock's going to be right twice a day. But I don't think the Eagles are going to be as good next year. I just don't. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just hoping and praying they're not. But talking to Philly 500 today, Philly 500 who calls himself the champ, who always says the champ this, the champ that. The champ is hungry. I said the chump. But, he's like, I don't want to trade for Myles Garrett. He's like, why would I be giving up all these young players for a 30-year-old? And I'm kind of like, I feel you. Because you've actually done pretty good in the last years drafting in the early rounds and stuff. That's how you built that team. You've already got the basis of a great team. Why break the formula that's working for you? I wouldn't say making that mega trade, but hey, you do that. The champ is hungry. Oh yeah, he's always hungry. Should we go after Genti, Mark? Here's what I'm going to say. I was trying to give you why I think I have hope. At that press conference, it was subtle, but the first person to speak was the coach and Brian Schottenheimer. And I said that when they did the I was like, wait a minute, you mean Jerry's not speaking first? Because Jerry, well, welcome everybody here to our press conference. We just signed Dak Prescott to, $40 million per year contract, the richest contract with the Dallas Cowboys. Or we're here, we're back at Oxnard here, and we're working on all kinds of things, and you can best believe that the Dallas Cowboys are always Jerry Jones gets in your face and starts talking all the Jerry Jones talk, and it's like, can we hear about the coach? And it's like, oh, yeah, I forgot. We have the coach here, my puppet. And I got my thumb up his ass right now. So let's go ahead and go to the coach and let him say something, but not too long now. Jerry is sick, private news, I think. That's possible. That's possible, Peeps View. It could be. He's 82 years old. And when you start getting up there, from day to day, you don't know when something happens. And I'm not wishing anything on him. But I feel like Jerry Jones, his swan song was the last season. I've said that I thought he looked, some of these press conferences, I'm like, you need to slow your roll with him because he doesn't look well. But that press conference, Brian Schottenheimer literally said when everybody, it's Stephen Jones, co-owner of the Cowboys, and nobody cheered. And he's like, I'll cheer for you. And Stephen Jones with the whole, when they talk about this Super Bowl drought, that he got so much shit. And having gone through this process of nobody wanted to coach this team. Nobody did. And being fortunate to get Brian Schottenheimer, that was the moment that things changed. If you listen to, and I know y'all don't like to listen to me, but the thing about me is I will tell you the truth, and that's about the only redeeming quality that I have. When I tell you that we don't believe in free agents and overpaying good players, great money, it's because you screwed the pooch in the draft, and we believe that we aren't going to try and make that up. And when I say it's going to be difficult to sign players, and things, that it's difficult to sign players because I'm inept. And when I say our focus is signing Dak and CD and Micah Parsons, well, that's exactly what we're going to do. So you can at least believe in the things that I say. You may not like the things that I say, but my daddy, he didn't take me to Wendy's for that job and make me have to work it. He made me co-owner of the Dallas Cowboys and COO of the operations. And now my daddy, we've locked him in the closet, and we're going to run this thing. Now, because I'm not Jerry, okay, I recognize there's a lot of shit I don't want to do. I'd rather be in the swimming pool having a pool party with my friends. But what we're going to do here is I'm going to adjust my glasses here. What we're going to do is I'm going to be the co-owner of the Cowboys, and I'm going to let the other people do the job. So hearing him literally say that Brian Schottenheimer picked the coaching staff. Daniel Stin, bless you. Thank you. I've been blessed, man. I'm going to tell you, I have been blessed in my life because I have all you guys, first of all. I have my wonderful family. I've got, I joke about Tracy. I do joke about Tracy, but I'm going to tell you, Tracy has been the greatest thing in my life. The things that we've been able to do together is unbelievable. And I'm not going to say that every day has been, hugs and kisses and everything's perfect. It's not. But see, when you go through those hard times together, it makes you actually that much stronger. And that's my ride, die, and resurrect chick. So when I would love to, I would actually, I could be like Chris Rock comedy with some of the shit that's happened literally with the wife and things, but I'd probably get killed if I did. But that's truly my person. So I have been blessed. And to be able to come here on YouTube and get things off my chest and communicate has been truly a blessing. So I appreciate it. Joseph, Jerry has to lose that ego. Well, here's the thing. Since that opening press conference, where's Jerry? Where's Jerry? Jerry is not doing anything. I sent him started text messaging Brian Brodus the other night, and I was asking him, I said, Brian, to me, there's a sea change with the Cowboys. I notice now that the Cowboys website lists him as co-owner. And Brian said, well, all of his kids are owners of the organization. I said, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. But it's always been Jerry Jones owner. Shout out to Sugar Daddy Williams. 41 months. 41 months as a channel member. I can't appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate all my channel members and things. We know that we know that when Jerry goes, it's going to go to the kids, and that they're really the owners. But and I can say the same thing for Michael and Michaela and Aisha. That y'all the owners of the Red Brick House when I take the dirt nap. I can say that, and it's implied. But it's not listed right now that Michael is co-owner of the Red Brick House. That's a shift in how you are addressing it. It used to be vice president of operation. Now it's COO, co-owner. They changed that terminology. And when you heard him on Monday talking about Brian Schottenheimer picked his coaching staff, understand Mike McCarthy didn't get that freedom. Mike McCarthy inherited Kellen Moore. You got that, right? Now, Brian Schottenheimer didn't just go out and hire all his friends. Hey, I got a gig, so we're going to have a big party, guys. No, he went out there to try and get legitimate coaches. Jerry will be seeking Wednesday. It's okay. Well, and I hadn't heard that, but that I would imagine that he would want to because of Zach Martin being there for so long. But the fact that Jerry Jones is not there trying to steal the spotlight right now is insane. They canceled the bus tour. That's where Jerry Jones is in his element. He's literally there giving you the sound bites. He didn't do it. The fact that yesterday was Brian Schottenheimer's day. He was the spotlight. He was the focal point. He was the face of the organization. And to hear, it hit me today because I remembered it happened, but I didn't remember it happened. Last year at this time, Mike McCarthy was not in Indianapolis. He was not in Indianapolis. Because Jerry Jones was mad about losing to Green Bay and literally, I want people uncomfortable. Mike McCarthy was back in Dallas, supposedly working in the office with Mike Zimmer because we got a new coach. So he's got to work on, the offense. And it's like, wait a minute. Didn't our offense, wasn't your quarterback just runner-up MVP? That's one of the highest scoring offenses? And you're telling me that he needs to go work right now, this week, on the offense? So we have a sea change this year. We got all not just the head coach. Every single coach is there in Indianapolis with the scouts working hand in hand on the prospects. Oh, shit. Bill Parcells famously said, if I'm going to cook the meal, I should at least be able to buy the groceries. And when he said it at the time, I didn't understand that until I was married and I would send my daughter Aisha or Tracy to the store because I was running short of something. It would literally be 3 hours later when they showed up, and they'd show up with everything but the thing that I needed. Or it wouldn't be the right one that I needed. It's like, yeah, but that's not the same. Yeah, the garlic in a jar. No, I wanted some fresh garlic. Give me. How am I gonna cook this meal till it tastes right? And y'all buying, pre-minced garlic. It ain't got no flavor to it, and who knows what chemicals they're putting in it. So I understand now, being married and cooking the meal, and that's why it's so nice being at the Red Brick House is there's a Walmart grocery store across the street. So if I run short, I can turn it down. I can go get it myself. That way I'm buying the groceries to cook the meal. Okay. I know that's right, Dirty. Wait a minute. We're agreeing with Dirty Sanchez? Holy moly. So these are sea changes. And when you listen to Stephen Jones, he was saying, yeah, we're negotiating with Osa and Digazua, and we'll see this week. He was actually talking about getting a contract done this week. It may be a good contract. It may be a bad contract. That's the chance you're taking. That's always the chance you're taking. But the fact that they're actually working on getting a contract, bro, after the combine, the team seems to just take off until, the second week of free agency. And that's when they start working on their guys. We're starting to work early. Excuse me. Sorry, didn't mean to snort in the thing here. Walmart is my favorite store. So, no, Ragu Ram. No, I did not say. I never said that Stephen Jones is my favorite guy. I mean, I may sound like him. I may have some of the mannerisms down, but not and things. But it doesn't mean I like him. I'm gonna say I like these things that he's doing, and you know what? If he can turn this thing around and get the Cowboys in the Super Bowl, well, I could actually turn around and say, maybe I do like what he's doing if he's getting out from under the thumb of Jerry Jones. And instead of saying, I got to run everything like a mom and pop shop, if he says, hey, Will McClay, you're my GM, ride or die. It's on you and your scout department to put together the team. Hey, Schottenheimer, if you want to run the football more and not pass the ball to CeeDee Lamb, 15 times a game and have him run the ball 2 or 3 times, hey, that's fine by me. You're the football guy. We're going to let you do that, and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to go ahead and go to 7-Eleven, take my dad to get him some wine and just keep him liquored up so that way he stays out of it. And Walker Wade, that's, listen, Rome wasn't made overnight. Okay? It wasn't. Okay? Only God built the world in 7 days. It's a start. It's a start that we are, at least instead of saying, Osa, go out and get a contract and come back and see if we can do something. I agree with you 100%. Osa should have been done last year. And maybe they get that done, they get Micah done, and they start working at Tyler Smith and Deron Bland and stuff. Pay them this year. Don't wait for their 5th year or Tyler Smith's 5th year option. Deron Bland, this is last year. But pay those guys early because now you got an extra year to hide it. That's, as much as I hate the Eagles, I had to give the champ credit. I said at first when the Eagles were going through and they were signing everybody, they got A.J. Brown's contract, they got Devontae Smith's contract done. They were bragging, we got all our contracts, our guys signed. And we looked and said, you guys are headed for cap hell. Oh, look at all that dead money you got down the road. You're kicking the can down the road. You know what's crazy about it? now that I had revisionist history and thinking about it, the Eagles, they do have a lot of money that they pushed off down the field. But here's the thing. You're better off paying for that money down there. Seriously. Because it's like, I'll give you a great example. I don't know if anybody goes to school anymore, and I have no idea how much school lunches cost. But I know when I was in elementary school, Dallas Cowboy girl in the house. Dallas Cowboy girl, are you inviting Jerry Jones to kiss your ass? Screw Jerry Jones, laugh out loud. Because I know you're famous for telling people to kiss your ass. And all the guys in here like, me first. They don't want to be like Bonnie Blue and be like, 958. And they're trying to figure out who the baby daddy is. Do you have any more confidence that the Cowboys coaching staff? Do I actually, Sean? I actually do have more. Here's what I like about Brian Schottenheimer is he said he thinks he let Russell Wilson cook too much because they got away from being a balanced offense. I pointed out that last year he was an offense coordinator. They rushed the ball for 1,900 yards. Russell Wilson had 4,200 yards and like 42 TD passes. Those are good numbers. That this is the same guy who was offensive coordinator that had Mark Sanchez to the AFC Championship game 2 or 3 times. Pamela Savage, what's up? How are you doing? Mark has no Lola. That's not me, girl. That's YouTube. They do it automatically. And FYI, there's a new update that's happening. If you are a YouTuber that's monetized, you're getting a thing. So starting May 12th, what YouTube is doing is they're looking for pauses in your content. So if you're going and talking and all of a sudden you kind of stop and there's a natural pause, they're letting you know that they're going to be putting more ads on all your old videos where there's natural pauses. So YouTube is recognizing we can shake the people. We can turn them upside down and shake every bit of money out of them and add more ads. That's YouTube. That's not me. It's literally, it's either monetization is on or it's off. And it's just set on. It's supposed to be, I think, every 12 minutes. So if you're telling me it's every 5, that's YouTube getting greedy. That's all I can say. Stacy White. And I'll say it ain't filtering back to me like that. So it kind of is what it is. I'm trying to think, who was it? Oh, I think it was Snoop Doggy Dogg. Was it Snoop? Somebody was on Spotify and they had over like 1 billion downloads, but it was only like $45,000. And so they were like, I think it was Snoop. So he is like, basically, screw Spotify, and he went to a different platform because he said, basically, you're doing all that work and you're not getting compensated. And it's kind of like, I'll be real with you. Those TikTokers, they ain't making shit. Bro, they're getting like 1 million views and getting like $5. It's like, the fuck is going on with that? You get 1 million views and you get like $5? Anyway, I'm sorry, I digress. All right, so with Schottenheimer, he's speaking my language of being balanced. I've been ignoring YouTube ads since the beginning. Them ads suck. Okay. Well, you can also be YouTube Premium, and the YouTube Premium keeps you from seeing the ads. That's the other thing. That's what I did. So I can't tell you how the ads go because I got YouTube Premium. But be that as it may. Philly D in the house. Hey, north of the border. North of the border's in the house. Philadelphia. So you're not underimpressed with the Seahawks' 3 years of deep playoff runs. Yeah, he wasn't the head coach. I'm just pointing out what he did with the offense. Okay, Philadelphia. We are the most cynical, pompous assholes out there. If we sign Osa Odighizuwa, we paid him. It's too much. He's a bump. If we let him go, we're stupid to let him go. Literally, it doesn't matter what the hell we do. It doesn't matter what the hell we do. People are not going to be happy. Stephen White, what's going on? How are you doing? Miguel, also wouldn't be great teams without Jimmy Johnson. They should have had Jimmy's statue. I agree with you on that. But, again, that's Jerry Jones getting in the way. No, not for me. I already pay for YouTube and DirecTV. Why you got DirecTV and YouTube, Lola? Why you got both of those? I killed my DirecTV once I got YouTube TV. Osa, here's the thing. Osa is actually one of the top 5 in pressures on the defensive line. He's not average. Now, you could turn around and say our defense is average or below average, but you have to have several of those guys, and that's the problem. Mozzie was below average. I love Mozzie. I hope he takes another step. I hope he becomes great. But Mozzie isn't giving you as much pressure as you'd like. And then on the other side, we didn't have any consistent pressure on the other side. Marshawn Nealon, he flashed a few times. But it wasn't great. Carl Lawson was okay, but we're not looking at like the Eagles' defensive line, their defensive front, and linebacking play without Overshown. We didn't have that. And our secondary, Lord knows we didn't have our whole secondary together until week 12? And that lasted for one game? And then Diggs was gone. We just didn't have much of anything, and you can't expect... like people think that we're going to win a Super Bowl with just Micah Parsons on the defense, or we're going to win a Super Bowl with just Dak and CD. Bro, is that all that the Eagles had? Was Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown? No. They had a lights-out defense. Daniel Stan. What's up, Daniel? Appreciate the super chat. What do I think the Cowboys' record will be in 2025? If they stay healthy... It's a tough schedule. I can see 11-6, maybe even 12-5 again. I just do. If they stay healthy, Dak Prescott stays upright. If they do a little bit in free agency, a couple, they don't need to do major things, and have a decent draft. I think that 12-5 is realistic. Not Trent Dilford. Thank Ray Lewis for that mediocre 2,000-year team was trash. Hey, Mark, should we go after Diggs' brother for the speed? He may be higher than what the Cowboys want to spend. I would definitely kick the tires and see how his knee is and things, but I wouldn't. I would not turn. I would look. And, more than anything else, the thing that pisses me off with this Cowboys, I get it. You can't always sign everybody. You can't. But I can tell you one thing I bet you that Howie Roseman doesn't do, especially if somebody's interested in coming there. I bet you he talks to everybody. Even if he knows he can't sign them. He's going to be in the mix to see, what would it take? Is this somebody that maybe we should try and consider? Pamela Savage, stop by Easy Street and tell my mom, I know that's crazy, idiots, Eagles. Okay. I'm down around Rehoboth. Yeah, I wouldn't mind being up there this spring or summer. Hopefully I'll get back up there, Pamela. Well, no. She's an Eagle fan. Jeez. I can't see Allie anymore. She'll be fly, Eagles, fly. Oh, jeez. Anthony Chavez says Dallas will go 9-8 and miss the playoffs. No, Asman, they did not build the In-N-Out burger next to the Red Brick House. What I'm hoping is that I roll into a bunch of money and I can buy the land next to the Red Brick House So that way they can't build an In-N-Out burger or a Pink's hot dog there. I'll turn it into like an orchard. I'll get some apple trees and some peach trees to grow over there like there used to be 150 years ago. How about that? Jeez. Great Beach, been there plenty of times. Vince Savage. Vince, are you with Pamela Savage? Is there a connection here? I'm getting sick. Drink some chicken broth. I think I'm sick because of the Cowboys. Because we haven't had anything, and I don't think of that. If we can get to 8 to 12 million, make the move. That's the question. Is the bottom line is how much money, and the thing that may be to our advantage is you're seeing a lot of big name wide receivers that could possibly be on the market between Devontae Adams, between Debo, Cooper Kupp. I'd actually, if Cooper Kupp gets cut, Daniel Stans, shout out to Daniel becoming a channel member. Daniel, ding, 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 ding. Daniel, email me, cowboysmark94@gmail.com tonight. Wow, what happened to the other half of the chain? Part of my chain's missing on here. It fell down and let's see. Email me, cowboysmark94 with your address and phone number so we can send you your squeeze star and shot glass. Appreciate all the new channel members. Now I forgot where I was. Damn. I'm getting so old I can't remember shit. But I am getting a cold. Momo, email me, cowboysmark94@gmail. I was trying to find the email from you, bro, and I can't find your text message from before to get in touch with you. Well, for those out there that say that Osa is too expensive, the franchise tag for interior defensive linemen is $24 million. So that's the average of the top 5. So if you get him at 21, 22, of course, anything out there is going to be, for Cowboy fans, is too expensive because we're all broke asses and jealous. Let's be clear here. That's the bottom line is we're all broke asses, and we look at that and say, damn, I'd be happy with $500,000. But we're not talking about apples and oranges. Oh, I was talking about Cooper Kupp. So you remember the Rams said, oh, we'd like to trade Cooper Kupp and all that. Has anybody beat down the path to go ahead and trade for him? How we always end up saying, oh, we want to trade this guy. Yeah, we want to trade him, but the reality is that's a little harder to do because teams look and say, there's a bunch of wide receivers that are going to be out there. And we'd rather wait and see if you actually cut him so we're not giving up any compensation and you eat that contract and we can go ahead and start over with you paying him this year. So odds are Jerry is sick. Howard Carmichael, that may be. He wouldn't be the first person in their 80s that's gotten sick. That's practically a franchise tag with incentives. No, actually it's not. It's not the same. Here's the problem with the franchise tag. And we don't know how it's going to be structured. First of all, we don't know how much money it's guaranteed because that's really what the contract is. We signed Michael Gallup to a $52 million contract, but it was only $32 million guaranteed. That's the key. Because that's, generally speaking, the only money that you get is really the guaranteed money. You usually don't get the fluff that sounds good. So when we paid Michael Gallup, it was the 32. So it may be that it's a $90 million contract that maybe only 50 of it is guaranteed. So we have to wait and see. And you are also looking at that in last year's money because the salary cap also went up. A year or two from now, if it is $21 million, we're going to look at it and say, boy, that's not so bad. It's kind of like when A.J. Brown got his contract and Devontae Smith got 25. 25 sounds dirt cheap right now. Dirt cheap. Too broke to pay attention. You see my name, Mark? I'd be happy with $50K. Bro, I'd be happy with $10K right now. let me hold something. You know this is broke-ass media. He is undersized, which is to his advantage for pass rushing. He's got great hands. He was a former wrestler, and he's able to use his hands to go ahead and really get separation, and that's why he's able to get pressure. If we cut Osa next season, it's the same thing. Depending on how much the money is guaranteed. If it's guaranteed money is only $24 million, then okay. But I guarantee the guarantee is more than that, and he'll have to be around more than that. Nobody said he was Warren Sapp at that side. All right, I'll get in touch with you tomorrow, Momo. Appreciate that. All kidding aside, the people in Pottsville. Okay. All right, so you're talking about your neighborhood. We need big like Eric Williams. Oh yeah, that's real big. Hey Mark, wait when Overshoot's contract runs out. When Overshoot's contract, you mean Overshown, not Overshoot. His contract, he's only been in for 2 years, and he's got 2 more years left on it. So he's, of course, coming back from the injury. Dem Boys kicks. I honestly think that might be the best move for the Cowboys. I mean, depending on how the draft falls. I'm not moving up. I don't know what it was yesterday about the Cowboys talking to Tennessee about the number 1 pick. Maybe they were just saying, hey, hypothetically, what would it take to get up there? And they say, hey, 3 number 1s. Okay, good luck with that. Peace out. I don't think they were actually serious about that. Moving back, I look at it like this. The Cowboys like to draft a number 1 prospect at their position in the first round. You know there'll be runs on quarterbacks. There'll probably be 2 taken. You know that there's going to be, left tackles taken. A couple of those. You know, like Abdul Carter, although he'll probably fall because of the foot issue. You know that edge rushers, there'll be a run of those, and so on. And we'll see how it goes. Wide receivers. But there's potential for some great players to fall to 12. And it may behoove them, like we did with Micah Parsons, trade back a couple of spots where they're able to get the guy that they really want and get an extra pick to make up for that 4th round that we gave up for Mingo Dingo. But the driver wins realistically. When he chose to be, but not in the playoffs. Mozzie was not, and I have to agree with that, but the Cowboys were looking at it and saying, we need a player. And I think that they were looking and saying, we've got to fill this hole. And they made a bad decision at a number 1 pick. He's going to be awesome next year for Micah Parsons. Well, that's where I think part of the reason why that they are so big on Osa is the 3 spot is key with Everfuss, and I think Everfuss really and truly wants him. Genti will be picked 6. I said it, mark it down. Mozzie needs more time. I agree, Mozzie does. And Mozzie, from the beginning of the season to the end of the season, made incredible improvement. You almost had to throw away his rookie year. He had the hurt shoulder, and Dan Quinn doesn't like fat guys. He doesn't. They're not sexy to him. And I'm okay. I'm okay with Mozzie coming back. I'm okay with bringing back Osa. And we're also possibly bringing back DeMarcus Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence supposedly is fully healthy and is interested in coming back. I don't think they're going to draft a center. Right now, it seems like they are okay with keeping Cooper Beebe at center, and Brock Hoffman will be the right guard for Zach Martin. So I'm not thinking that they're going to go center. Have you watched how far we trade back, and they're only so many first-round grade players this year? I'm not saying trade like to 28. I'm talking about you're going from 12 to like 14 or 15. D-Law's got to go. Well, it depends on what he, he may look at it and say, I've only got a couple years left. I'll take a team-friendly deal to stay here. Carter said he would love to play with the Parsons. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of guys. Well, we've got a lot of guys, a lot of prospects that are saying, hey, I'd like to be picked by. I mean, Genti is just about begging the Cowboys to come here. Isaiah Bland, speedy wide receiver from Texas, who is saying he can get a 4.1 40. Doesn't have a lot of experience, but that boy is fast. Sorry if I missed it. Who are the Cowboys thinking of drafting? That is a good question. And I'm going to be honest with you, Daniel Sand. I did not see much of the combine today because I've had to take care of been at the back and forth to the hospital and things today and so on. And so I did not see the combine at all today. So draft expert, that is not me. Vash Lombardi, Foots, of course, the Law Nation, they're great at getting the prospects. Even my man Game Time Brian is really good with it. And I'll start working on it some more. Hopefully I'll get some time to be able to actually watch the combine tomorrow and Sunday and do some live streams and things. We will be doing our regular live stream on Sunday, not tomorrow. Sunday, we'll be doing that at 5 o'clock for our channel members to be able to join us. They should all come to here. That's how we get big contracts elsewhere. What happened? Law Nation is fire. Hit me on the email, size and pictures. Nick Foles got the same amount of rings as Aaron Rodgers, and he ain't so bad. Daniel Stan, I'm with you on that one. I'm no draft expert either, Lafayette. I rarely watch college football. Seriously, when do you guys entertain a new starting quarterback? I think Prescott's fiasco contracts put off a necessary full rebuild for too many years. I say 2 more years. And if I am the Cowboys, what I'm doing is I'm trying to, since I've got him now, I'm trying to do everything I can over the next 2 years. And that's where I'm flipping the triggers, Dak, CD. I'm trying to get some playmakers to go in here and try and really do something right now. Philly D, night all, prayers to the family. And I'm just about out of here myself too, guys. It's been a long couple of days, and I'm worn the hell out. Jeremy, what's going on? You're still one of the best IDs, like I have some Jobu wings someday and come up to work. Yeah, well, Jeremy, you got to come here and grab some of those wings during the season. I appreciate the super chat. Dem Boys kick, that's what I'm hoping that we do. If we get Osa signed, we bring back Jordan Lewis, you bring back Rico. They seem to have a plan on the offensive line. If they sign one of the free agent wide receivers and they bring back Jordan Lewis, you could look at that and say, we're just going to take the best player available and we're going to plug him in wherever we can. If we've got an impact guy, we'll do that. Alrighty, good people. I'm going to get ready to get out of here. I'll tell you what, I'll save it for my fireside chat. The story I have, which is actually really, really sad. And with that, I'm going to end with Rashid because I had a deja vu moment about Rashid yesterday, and I definitely miss him.
Oh, Danny. What a Danny. Don't fumble it. Don't fumble it. Don't fumble it. I just sat there saying, don't fumble it.